Today is the sixth and final installment of my ongoing investigation into what happened when Justin Trudeau housed Syrian migrants in Canadian hotels. Today I'm going to show you how the government, their interpreters, and their paid on-site monitors handled the task of dealing with the migrants. Over the course of this week and last, I've shown you what happened in the hotels that Canadian taxpayers paid for after Justin Trudeau met his virtue signaling goal of 50,000 Syrian refugees brought into the country before the end of 2015. Now, through access to information documents, I've shown you the physical destruction done to these hotels. I've shown you the disrespect and even the sexual harassment committed against hotel staff by the Syrian refugees. I've shown you the child neglect and the sex segregation in the hotel swimming pools. I've shown you how the Syrians quite literally threw Canadian generosity into the garbage because it wasn't good enough for them. And today I'm going to show you how the Canadian government and their on-site monitors in the hotels handled all of this, which is to say they didn't really at all. Quite literally, it was reported that oftentimes they were asleep on the job. Let's get right back into these access to information documents. Here is a flabbergasted email from one hotel manager to the federal government. This manager is livid. And even though the email has been heavily redacted in places, you can put together that the on-site government monitor has been interfering with the work the hotel is trying to do. The email says, "I'm sorry, but this is Canada. And if we were to visit Syria, we would be served Syrian food. If we went to Mexico, it would be Mexican food. This morning, a room has 2 toasters in the room. I'm assuming because they are toasting the bread, name redacted, has given them. How did they get this toaster? Does name redacted not realize that if they die of allergic reaction and the media gets a hold, that would be a great story? We are a professional organization and we have rules to follow. He needs to understand that and not tell my team how to run the hotel because he is confusing personal feelings with professional feelings." The email goes on and on. It says, "It's hard to see refugees waste food when so many have none." When name redacted, but again, this is clearly referring to the on-site government monitor, is on-site, he disregards our meal times. Can you also confirm if name redacted is supposed to eat meals here because no one is paying for their meals? This poor manager goes on to say that the Syrian refugees are being treated like royalty, and I quote, "Because our hotel is about service, we have not discredited our service because they are refugees. We believe all guests are treated equal. This treatment they won't get in other hotels. My staff have brought toys and coloring books from their own pockets for the children. They've tried to understand their situation and make this a lasting impression for their first visit to Canada. All I ask is that name redacted," again, this is the on-site government monitor, "do their jobs, translate and coordinate meal times, explain hotel rules, and not do their jobs because of their personal feelings. At the end of the day, we have regular business to operate and regular hotel guests who should be having a good impression. My concerns are also of health and safety. Can you send us the responsibility of the name redacted?" Again, this is the on-site government monitors, "please, because they are not on vacation when they are here to eat and watch TV in the rooms while my staff do all their work." So the on-site government monitors, who are there to facilitate and manage the refugees in these hotels, are not doing their jobs. They're laying about like they're on vacation, eating food and not paying for it, and even facilitating the bad behavior of the refugees in the rooms. This email here says that there have been no payments made to date, and the hotel would rather cancel the contract than take refugee groups again for long stays. In this internal government email, they talk about 43 incident reports, 41 from Montreal and 2 from Toronto, with an estimated total compensation for those additional incidents at $33,500. And then there was a whole swath of things that the government didn't bother to compensate the hotels for, including any damage in the common area, extra in-house cleaning and maintenance, and claims of items taken from the hotel rooms. The government also refused to pay for any of the times that the fire department had to come out to the hotels because the refugees pulled the fire alarm. The government also refused to pay for elevator damage done by the refugees, but they did pay for something called a fish pond incident or incidents, but I couldn't find out what these refugees had done to or in that fish pond that we all had to pay for. And in this astounding final email chain, two government bureaucrats are talking amongst themselves about the problems at the hotels. One hotel has been complaining that they've had to find alternative accommodations for their guests because of customer complaints about fears for their safety. The other bureaucrat replies that the hotel has had significant complaints, as had others. It also says that we can see complaints on TripAdvisor across all of the hotels. The bureaucrat says they'll be looking to provide positive reviews to hopefully offset these negative comments. This is unbelievable. This is two government bureaucrats literally talking about planting fake news and fake reviews to mislead the public about the conditions the public is about to spend their hard-earned money on when they book a hotel room. The government is going to pay someone to plant lies so that when you check into a hotel with your family, you have no idea that it's a migrant camp, a dangerous, dirty, sexually charged migrant camp. The government lied to the public and they used TripAdvisor to do it. They damaged the trust that people have in TripAdvisor, but I don't think they could damage the trust that we have in the government any more than they already have. What's chilling about my ongoing investigation is that using hotels as migrant shelters has now become a permanent solution to deal with the migrant crisis created by illegal asylum seekers walking across our southern border to take advantage of an immigration loophole. This is not a solution to an immigration problem. It is just shuffling the cards. And we have just learned that we can't trust TripAdvisor because the government is planting fake news in TripAdvisor to mislead all of us. We are being lied to. To see all of my stories in my quest to bring you the truth about the Syrian refugees in Canadian hotels, go to refugeeinvestigation.com. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. To see the whole 6-part investigative series into the Liberals housing migrants in Canadian hotels, go to refugeeinvestigation.com. And while you're there, if you can help pitch in to cover the cost of getting access to these exclusive documents, you can do that too at refugeeinvestigation.com.